was gonna pause it.
Hello, this is Michael with Michelangelo Services Inc. We are located at 2109 Young Avenue, Thousand Oaks, California, 91360, performing a video sewer inspection through a 3-inch ABS plastic sewer cleanout. It is to the left of the front door. There is a concrete pad with some brick ribbons, and that's where we are at right now, and we're performing the video sewer inspection. We're going to insert our camera down the 3-inch ABS plastic cleanout, and we're going to head out toward the street. We'll take a look going back toward the house after, but this time we're going to head toward the street. It's a two-way cleanout that's kind of deep. Should not be a T at the bottom. It's not even a double cleanout, it's a T. So it makes it very difficult to try and get the camera out for a snake. If it was stopped up, you wouldn't know which way the snake was going. You'd have to be very careful not to break anything running back in toward the house. It appears that we are in ABS plastic now. Continue running out. We'll run out slowly. Heading toward the street now. Heading toward the property line. Pull back just a little bit. Get a look at this joint real close. Is it rolled? It looks like trenches.
No. That's the.
Go in a little bit. It's hard to tell. It appears to be a glued ABS plastic sewer line. We thought possibly that the joints were rolled, which would be a fused trenchless sewer line, but it doesn't appear to be so. It looks like it's glued together. They're glued fittings. So we're going to continue to push out. As I said, we're heading out toward the property line, toward the sidewalk. And then we're going to head out into the street, and we'll check the lateral as well. I'm going to go slow right here. A little bit of glue over pour. That looks like probably 4-inch by 6-inch city lateral. It increases right here. So we're dropping down into the 6-inch, which still appears to be plastic, still appears to be ABS plastic. Heading out toward the street, and then I believe we're going to transition to white PVC, possibly, or clay. That's clay. Huh?
Asbestos.
No asbestos.
Asbestos.
No such thing.
Yes, it is.
Looks possible. And pause. Clay. So it appears we're transitioning to vitreous clay from what we can see. Difficult to tell, but the color and such, and the joints, we're at about 47 feet now. We should go to about 53 feet possibly, where there will be a joint. It's probably 6-foot lengths of vitreous clay right there. So we're at almost 53 feet. And then we're continuing on. Continuing on at 53, we should go to about 59. 58. Here's the, pull back a little tiny bit, and the joint C up towards the left corner. Yeah, it's lined up good enough. That's okay. It's still in fair and maintainable condition. Looked like there was maybe a little bit of separation, but not terrible. Next joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition as well. I would bet you. You're going to continue to run out. Okay, from what we can see now, it appears that it is PVC plastic it transitioned to, and just part of it is discolored, like an orangish color that looked more like vitreous clay. But now from what we can see, it does look like white PVC plastic piping that is discolored on the lower half of the piping. Now we're making a transition here to what appears to be vitreous clay. Usually the fitting will be vitreous clay, and it is. We can tell by the way that it looks where it goes into the city sewer. That is the saddle fitting, and it's kind of jagged in the opening a little bit, which is very typical right there of a vitreous clay saddle. And that is where the homeowner's responsibility ends. Looks like we got a little tiny bit of an offset at the bottom, not terrible. We're going to push back in right to the opening again of the city sewer, so we know exactly what we got. We got about 82 feet 11 inches, and you can see the water running through from the city. So we're going to pull back now, and we're going to try and run up the line if we can through this clean out toward the house and just take a look at the piping under the house. But everything appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. We've looked at all the joints. As I said, it transitioned from what appears to be ABS black plastic piping to PVC white plastic piping. And our transition, we're going to note right here exactly what the footage is when we transition as well. So we've got that. Pulling back and keep our transition. Our transition is at approximately 50 feet 6 inches on the camera monitor. Looks like we have a tiny little bit of an offset at the bottom, but nothing to be concerned about. It looks to be in fair and maintainable condition. So we're going to continue pulling back. Now we're in the ABS plastic. We looked at all of the joints and all of the piping in the black ABS plastic piping. And this is where we have our 4-inch to 6-inch transition going from the property line to, which is the city sewer, common sewer line in the street, but it is the homeowner's responsibility from their property line to the saddle fitting that is out in the middle of the street that ties into the city sewer that generally runs down about the middle of the street. We're going to continue pulling back now in the ABS plastic sewer line, and then we're going to try and see if we can maneuver our camera going up the line toward the house. Pulling back toward our clean out. Should be pretty close to about 0 feet when we pull out of the down here. We're going to stop right at the bottom. Now we're right at the bottom, so we're a few feet deep, and now we're going to try and maneuver the camera going up the line just to take a quick look if we can to see what the condition of the pipe is going under the slab of the house. Sometimes very difficult with this type of fitting to get our camera to run up, and then we may have a transition to cast iron as well, which makes it difficult to jump over. Trying to go up the line. A little bit difficult to try and get the camera to go up the line. Okay, we kind of finagled the camera going up the line toward the house. Appears that we are in cast iron. We're going to go very slowly, and it does appear that more than likely the cast iron has been hydrojetted, has been cleaned. Yeah. It looks like it's probably been descaled and hydrojetted. So keep running back. Where's that roots? Yeah. And we have some very large roots. And we're going to pause right here and we're going to locate this area. is underneath the slab of the house. So okay, we tried to get past this area. We're going to try again, but I don't know that we're going to be able to get up and over this. Pause for one moment to run some water from the kitchen and see if it'll help us. We are, huh? It's holding water. Okay, we're holding water at this point a little bit, and we're going to begin pulling out of here. Take a look. So it is cast iron. As I said, more than likely they descaled this cast iron because it's pretty smooth. They have a break, or they have a major root intrusion in this front bathroom, in the full bath with the tub, shower, and it's a hall bath, I guess, for the Jack and Jill bedrooms that are down the hallway. And we cannot get through there. We're going to check with the realtors to see if they want us to try and get through the kitchen sink clean out, but we would have to break out some stucco around it because it's kind of covered over. So we're going to pull our camera out now, and we're going to pause for a moment. We'll see what they say, whether they want us to try and go through the clean out. Thank you. Unplug and